Hey YouTubers, it's Nightwing19 here with my review for episode 16 of Arrow, The Offer. Now as always, I'm going to start with the recap, give you my overall rating, and right down to my top 5 moments. So starting with the recap, Ghul tries to convince Oliver to take over as the head of the league and explains that the localized pool of water in Nanda Parbat has healing effects that have allowed him to live far longer than any mortal man. The pool is becoming less effective, so Raish is looking for a replacement. In a show of good faith to convince Oliver to take the offer, Raish releases Diggle and Merlin and forgives all blood debts. Oliver returns to Starling and releases Nyssa, much to the confusion of the rest of the team. Oliver and his team return to stopping crime, but Captain Lance is done helping the Arrow when he realizes the vigilante lied about Sarah's death. Afterward, Oliver realizes he is not ready to give up being the Arrow. Oliver informs Misael of his decision, who warns Oliver of the consequences of defying Raish. Upset with her father for his offer to Oliver, Nyssa returns to Starling City and agrees to help train Laurel. Raish, dressed up as the Arrow, frames the vigilante for murder. In the flashbacks to Hong Kong, Oliver and Akio continue to be on the run, during which they seemingly stumble upon Shadow, who is alive. So, overall, I'm giving this episode a 9.5. This episode gives us the reason for why Raish is handing over the league to Oliver. In episode 9, Raish quote-unquote killed Oliver, however, Oliver didn't die. So Raish stated that the prophecy says that whomever survives the blade of Ra's al Ghul will become Ra's al Ghul. The prophecy is based on the idea that any man who doesn't die at the hand of Raish is stronger and more powerful than Raish. So in this case, Oliver is more stronger and powerful than Raish. I did state in my last review that Oliver wasn't going to accept the offer, but he didn't by the end of the episode. However, throughout the episode, he was contemplating about the offer. One way or the other, Oliver can't avoid this offer, so he's going to have to come up with a way to not take the offer. My guess is that he will take the offer, but will use the league to his advantage. Raish did say that the league will do as he commands, so if Oliver wants the league to not kill people anymore, the league will understand. I'm not sure that will happen because really Team Arrow will tell him that that's not a good idea. No matter what Oliver's intentions are, the League existed as a murderous group, so there's no way the League can do a 180 and stop killing people. Maybe the assassins in the League will because they're loyal to Raish, but Raish himself may not sit well with this idea. He would want the League to continue the way he led it. By the end of the episode, Raish was seen in an arrow suit and killed the remainder of Murmur's crew with the exception of one person. This is all a part of his plan to get Oliver to join the League. He's going to soil his name as the Arrow and have the city turn against him, as he said. This is probably going to be the central conflict for the rest of the season. Raish trying to get Oliver to join the League until Oliver finally decides to join the League and turns the League into doing his bidding. I'm not exactly sure where this season is going to go from here on out. There are really like two parts of this season. You have Oliver trying to find Sarah's killer, and then he challenges Raish to a duel in order to save his sister, and thus after being saved, he's training in order to face Raish when he finds out that he's alive. And now you get into the second part of the season where Oliver is being given the title as the Demon's Head. Because they switched up the plot of the season, it makes it really hard to know where the season is going to go from here on out. So now whatever is going to happen in the finale isn't predictable, and that means that the finale and the rest of the season will get crazier from here on out. So now onto Easter eggs. The Lazarus Pit was seen in this episode. We seen it in episode 15, but in this episode we got confirmation that the pool Raish was bathing in the previous episode was the Lazarus Pit. I've mentioned before that the Lazarus Pit can resurrect somebody who's dead, rejuvenate one's youth, and heal injuries. Raish used it in this episode to heal his hand after catching Nyssa's sword before it struck him. Now that the Lazarus Pit is confirmed in the Arrow universe, it's possible that Sarah will be resurrected via the Lazarus Pit, and that's probably how she's coming on the Arrow Flash spin-off. Either that or she's going to play a different character, but I highly doubt that. I don't expect her to be resurrected on Arrow. I'd expect her to be resurrected on the spin-off when it airs. Since we're spending so much time with the League for the remainder of the season, it could be possible that she'll be resurrected by the end of the season. It could be like a moment before the season ends in the finale where Sarah is resurrected. Resurrecting Sarah before the finale, I feel like that might cause another plot to follow, and since we have the Oliver Ra's al Ghul offer plot going on, I don't think the show wants to focus on Sarah's resurrection while we're dealing with the main plot of the season. Maybe it won't cause a distraction from the main plot. It might just serve as a minor plot if she's resurrected prior to the finale. The villain featured in this episode was Murmur. Murmur in the comics is actually a Flash villain, not a Green Arrow villain. Murmur is a really dark character in the comics, so he would fit better on Arrow, which has a dark tone, than he would on the Flash, which has a lighter tone. They pretty much stayed true to his origin. Murmur went on a killing spree against the cops and was later placed in prison. He cut his tongue and sewed his mouth shut in Iron Heights. He was a really cool character. He didn't really talk because of the whole lip sewed thing, but he was a really cool character. Like, his mannerisms just made him a really cool character. Ra's al Ghul called Oliver Boy in this episode. He's called him that before. This is like how Ra's in the comics calls Batman Detective. Oliver is no detective, so calling him something other than detective fits. I just find it funny that it had to be boy. Like, Ra's doesn't see Oliver as a man, he sees him as a boy who's going to become the heir to the demon. So, now to my top 5 moments, starting with number 5, Team Arrow versus Murmur. Number 4, meet Murmur. Number 3, Ra's al Ghul explains Oliver's life. This scene was just so great. Ra's barely even knows Oliver and he's gotten to figure out his entire life. This will forever be one of the best Ra's al Ghul lines in the season. I will not forget how awesome this scene was. Number 2, Ra's al Ghul soiling the Arrow name. And my number 1 moment, Ra's al Ghul heals his hand in the Lazarus pit. So, here's my question for you. What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of episodes? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, and remember that I'll be doing reviews for all of the remaining episodes of Arrow this season. All you have to do is subscribe. Subscribe to my other channel, Jedi Knight 450, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr for updates on Arrow, The Flash, and more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.